the University of the Philippines, Open University, whose basic discipline is organizational communication. Wow, interesting, yeah. What would all these technology-driven enablers be if we don't communicate, right? And when we speak of organizational communication, it's not just our intrapersonal or interpersonal communication, but talking of large scales, organizations. People are located in the diffused geography, locations, or sites, and yet they can connect with each other. Okay, so our speaker is our distinguished Dr. Jean A. Saludades, who is with us here today. Do we have a video, guys? Okay, a big round of applause for Dr. Jean A. Saludades,
Okay, good
Professor and Vice Chancellor of our University of the Philippines Open University.
Okay, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Could I point to this? Where do I point here? Okay. Actually, my title, I changed it. It's different from what you, just one word, what you have in your program. So the title of my paper, my presentation is The Academic and the Administrative Performances of Moodle, a case of the ASEAN Studies Graduate Program.
Okay, we stand corrected. Thank you for that, Dr. Jean.
It's okay. So beyond, what I would like to do now is to illustrate to you that technology is an agent. It's not a tool. It is an agent that makes a difference. I will give you an example while waiting for that presentation. Before the pandemic, the university, UPOU, disappeared from the cyberspace. So what is that? What happened in that situation? Focusing on technology, is technology a tool or technology is an agent? So in that particular instance, no one used the cyberspace or the presence of the university using technology because it's a tool. Technology acted back and therefore can be concluded as an agent. It could be an agent or anti-agent, like what happened to the university when it disappeared, the cyberspace. If you just think of it as a tool, then you can say you use it to make sure that the university does not disappear at the cyberspace. But when it disappeared from the cyberspace, it was an agent, a non-human agent that acted against the university. So that's how my presentation will be. Okay, so you can see now on screen the title, The Academic and Administrative Performances of Moodle, the case of the ASEAN Studies Graduate Program. So while I'm a faculty administrator at the university, I'm also the program chair, so it's equivalent to a department chair of the ASEAN Studies Graduate Program. So it's like I'm wearing two hats. And what I will be presenting to you is the experience of the ASEAN Studies Graduate Program. Ganun na? There. That on the screen. Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, do I really have to use this or someone can help me? So, nag-work na siya. Alright, I divide my presentation into three parts. First is the place of learning management systems. So this is in general, in the digital transformation of education. Second, the provisions of Moodle. The empirical evidence, mind you, that is not my study, but that is based on the review of literature, the review of scholarship that focus on Moodle, and then I'll illustrate the program as a case. And what are the academic and administrative performances of Moodle? Okay. So first, the place of LMS in the digital transformation of education. See? Do you see now how technology is an agent acting against the speaker? I don't know why. If I okay, if someone can just sige. Okay, so learning management systems like Moodle participate in the digital transformation of education. That's why I changed the title, because it is not just a tool that someone uses, but in itself is an agent that participate in the accomplishment of education. They make a difference for better or for worse. Drawing from the evaluation criteria of Longsight.com 10 years ago, learning management systems make a difference in these two dimensions, as the title of the presentation suggests, the academic dimension and the administrative dimension. So what you can see on the screen are, the common idea of this academic dimension of the learning management system, the content authoring, content organization, archives, migration of existing courses export. Rain earlier mentioned that the faculty in charge no longer prepares the classroom and instead export. But that's part of that academic dimension, because I really don't look at it as a negative in the sense that it already captured the knowledge in the previous semester that you don't want to lose in the succeeding semester. Although, of course, you can still learn from the particular semester to develop further a particular course. File exchange, discussion tools, collaboration. And of course, those are on the content and the activities, learning activities, but at the same time, the other academic dimension is the assessment. Testing and assessment tools, course evaluations, grade books, student tracking. But there are administrative dimensions in the LMS. The calendar and selective release, learning analytics, just to give you an idea what's happening, whether the students are entering the virtual classroom, whether they read we can gauge whether the student saw your post or read the lecture notes. So those are administrative dimensions that do not pertain really to the content, but on the interaction that happens in the virtual classroom. Authentication. One of the questions in the past is whether online learning is equivalent to residential type of learning, because you don't see your students. So that's why authentication is an issue when you make use of an LMS, and that's the administrative dimension of it, not on the learning aspect. So those are some of those things that are administrative in nature. Okay, provisions of Moodle. Thank you. So I no longer need this. So provisions of Moodle. The empirical evidence, as I mentioned to you earlier, this is not my study, but this was a study made. This is a very good study on Moodle. Ay, ba't ganun pag ginagamit ko ito bumabalik? Ha? Down. Okay. Okay. It's human error, not the technology. So, according to Albash and Dawo, this is made in 2016, Moodle is among the most widely used open source learning management systems in the educational sector and provides several functionalities that are crucial to support interactive and effective learning. If you are into the distance education, you understand that there are three types of interactions: the content learner interaction, learner-learner, and the teacher-learner interaction. So Moodle provides these functionalities. But beyond this academic performances, technology acting. Back. Okay. So in 2022, last year, to me this is a very important scholarly material. Gamage, Ayres, and Berend reviewed research mined from Scopus and Web of Science databases on the use of Moodle for teaching and learning. This systematic review, I'm just reading, focuses on recent research between January 2015 and June 2021 in using Moodle within academic institutions. The review took a multidisciplinary approach to encompass all subjects and levels with academia. So this may be graduate courses, undergraduate courses, and all types of subjects and that are offered in those two levels. Next pass. Okay, so there were 155 scholarly journals that were studied and reviewed from 55 countries. So you can see here the figure number is taken from the article. That is the density map showing countries contributing to more than 2 publications. What does this suggest about Moodle? Moodle is a scholarly interest. So it tells something about Moodle. If scholars are studying Moodle, therefore Moodle is a platform of interest to the educational sector, particularly to higher education. So you can see there the density, okay, of the scholarly work. This is not uses of Moodle. These are scholarly work or empirical work or studies on Moodle. So there's this widespread scholarly interest on Moodle as an object of research. Okay. So what were the results? The studies that were reviewed clustered around 2 dimensions: teaching and the technological dimension. On the teaching aspect, the studies concentrated on curriculum development. In our user Moodle, I would have this confidence that there are the scholarship, the empirical evidences on on performance of Moodle are empirically based. Technologicals, of course, is the interest of maybe many of you who are into the technological team on the Moodle features and on the technical development. In the Moodlemoot Japan last January, we were there. And I presented the paper on our suggestions on how Moodle can be developed further in terms of assessment. And I think that's how Nevilia got to know about that. That's why I was invited to present in this Moodlemoot Philippines. Alright, so the review shows that in terms of teaching, Moodle is increasingly being used as a platform for adaptive and collaborative learning and used to improve online assessments. They thought that if it's online learning, the student is isolated. But with this empirical evidence, it provided a platform for collaborative learning, and therefore learning becomes a more enjoyable journey rather than a single or solo journey. Still on the teaching dimension, Moodle effectively improves student performance, satisfaction, and engagement. You know, here in the Philippines at this time, there are a lot of naysayers on online learning. During the pandemic, they were saying that students learn less, or the students, especially those at the primary and the high school, their learning is questionable. But empirical evidence didn't support it. But maybe they did a study, I don't know, I haven't seen. But Moodle effectively improves student performance. So because technology is an agent, it makes a difference. Satisfaction, I think we have seen the previous two presenters, or particularly Zach's presentation, I think on satisfaction and engagement. So not that I am putting down the naysayers, but what I'm trying to say here is that from the scholarship perspective, online learning and use of platforms like Moodle are actually making a difference in education. Now on the technological side, the use of Moodle is developing rapidly to address academic integrity. This is very important. Ethics. Are we sure that it's the student who is learning? Earlier I mentioned about authenticity. Is it the student? Is the mother? If it's at the elementary level, or is someone else? And security issues to enhance speed and navigation, and related to what was presented before me by Dr. Rain, incorporate artificial intelligence. 5 minutes. Okay, so now I'll show you the ASEAN Studies graduate program as a case to show the academic and administrative performances of Moodle. The ASEAN Studies graduate program is offered by UP Open University that digitally transform higher education from the ODEL worldview. Dr. Rain already showed to you how we do it. Since 2007, we have been using Moodle as our platform for our program delivery for many years now. But I just would like to add the worldview where our education, the higher education is situated, and this is called the ODEL worldview. If you look at the right side of the figure, this is what higher education institutions are for: social transformation. And all over the world, all higher education institutions have this mandate to transform society for the better, okay? And the higher education institutions observe this kind of ethos or values. Excellence, Dr. Ray mentioned about academic freedom, humanism, intellectual pluralism, cultural diversity, because it allows access to all types of cultural groups, democracy, service to society. But to be able to achieve this, or to accomplish this mandate, there are different agents, I would say. The open learning philosophy that allows access and equity, and the resource sharing, distance education. This is the very old model of education that gives authority or accountability to the learner. So this is learner-centeredness, but to me it's learning-centeredness. Flexibility and active learning. They can study wherever they are and whenever they are. So there's this feature of e-learning, like interactivity, ubiquity, as I mentioned, wherever they are, anytime, anywhere, using SAC's title, connectivity. So this is the ODEL worldview. That is, you cannot transform society in this setup of open and distance e-learning without all of these elements. So it's all this non-human agency, human and non-human together, which you can call hybrid. So the ASEAN Studies graduate program is a multidisciplinary program whose framework was collaboratively developed by 5 open universities in the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, namely the Indonesia's Universitas Terbuka, Open University of Malaysia, University of the Philippines Open University, Thailand's Sukhothai Thammathirat Open University, and Vietnam's Hanoi Open University. The program aims to promote quickly regional and global understanding about ASEAN countries from the perspective of ASEAN. So this graduate program is international in its orientation. The unique terms of the collaborative nature of the development and the delivery of the program make Moodle relevant because this is online, and Moodle allow all of this wherever the faculty is, regardless of their location, that they can continue to partner and collaborate in the delivery of the program. The programs, actually the same, programs teaching workforce come from various disciplines, academic institutions, and professional communities. So it has attracted students from diverse groups worldwide. Thank you, 5 minutes left. And wherever the students are, wherever the teachers are, we are able to deliver this program. I'm showing you the curriculum of the Asian Studies graduate program. This is a program that can be taken in 3 years. And the green ones are, because I'll be referring to this in terms of assessment, we use a formative assessment here, and the one on the peach color is the summative assessment. So quickly, in terms of academic performance, Moodle does this. It provides that program this facility for acquiring research knowledge and skills and on assessment. So I'm sure there are many researchers here. We know that research is difficult to teach. At this program, we design our research courses for students to understand the research concepts and undertake research projects. It is an empirical question whether research can be taught online. Okay, so in this course, there's ASEAN 291, Framework for Oceanology Research. We designed this in such a way that I'll go to the next one. So it's not, I think, very small, but we design the instruction where there are several interactions that can happen between the teacher and the student. And I'll go back. So in teaching research, the immediacy that is inherent with informal face-to-face interactions, commonplace in a residential program, must be replaced with scheduled interaction around progress in specific projects in an online environment. So the one that I showed you earlier is the scheduled interaction. If the student reaches ASEAN 299, that means the student acquired research knowledge, because this is the time that they present their thesis, their master's thesis. So if they cannot present here, that means they have not acquired the research skills and knowledge that we taught on the Moodle platform. So it is possible, the conclusion here, it is possible to build research capability online as the scheduled interaction between the teacher and the students can be in place with the agency of Moodle. In terms of assessment, so this is another dimension of academic performance. Assessment is classified into either formative or summative. For formative assessment, this refers to all assessments that are done at the 7 courses that I showed you earlier that prepare the students to be qualified to take the comprehensive exam. The summative assessment refers to the comprehensive exam that is taken prior to embarking on the thesis. Okay, the figure at the right side presents the assessment employed at the core and elective courses in the program that is categorized formative in this presentation, 25% are examination-based, while 75% are non-examination based. So Moodle affords both examination and non-examination based assessments. In terms of summative assessment, Moodle provides the platform for the comprehensive examination, primarily employing an essay exam that lasts for 4 to 5 to 6 hours actually. Essay is considered an appropriate assessment. It allows students control over selection and presentation of their knowledge, and provides evidence of understanding and acquisition of ASEAN consciousness and perspective. These are actually the main goal of the program, and thus meet the standard of validity of assessment. On the administrative performance, Moodle enables the participation of teaching and non-teaching personnel in the teaching and learning process. As we know, it's not just the teacher who has the accountability and responsibility in an online learning. There are other human and non-human participants, and Moodle allows this participation. Okay, this is the last slide. Nagpas na yung 5 minutes. So what does Moodle do? In terms of administrative performance, Moodle helps in the transitioning from being traditional to being online teacher. We know that our teachers are not used to teaching online, but Moodle allows this transitioning from being traditional to being online teachers. It also affords this teaching interaction between the teacher and the student. The constructing the online classroom is easy in the Moodle, and it allows them to connect with their students. And lastly, and again, connecting to the worldview, it supports in transforming the role of the university and society in terms of program completion and the provision and the production of competent workforce. So as a conclusion, as seen from the empirical evidences and from the example of the ASEAN Studies Graduate Program, Moodle participates in the digital transformation of education by its academic and administrative performances. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Jean. Yeah, so we've exhausted the time slot, but
Okay.
Respectfully, we request you to stay for one question from the audience. Is there a question? I might as well volunteer myself.
Sure.
Okay, so one of the gaps that I've seen why graduates from the universities and but they are assessed by corporations for certain roles, functions, responsibilities, and so on and so forth, different jobs. There's a gap, apparently, because most of the teachers in the universities or learning institutions are academicians. They may have doctorate degrees, but they're not practitioners of the subjects. And the corporations would be able to offer these practitioners, right? So in your own view, ma'am, are there possibilities of having practitioners in the academic environment so
Yes.
that we bring people who have the right experience? And is there also an opportunity for academicians to visit the actual industry sites so that they can learn more about business and so we can work together?
Okay, thank you. This is a very good question. In the context of the ASEAN Studies program, a practitioner, an ambassador, the ambassador of the ASEAN to the ASEAN Secretariat is our lecturer. So practitioners, that is the beauty of Moodle. Wherever they are able to share their deep knowledge on the field, on the profession. So the ambassador herself is a lecturer at the ASEAN Studies Graduate Program. In the other programs of the university, we invite practitioners teaching in our academic programs both at the undergraduate and at the graduate level. So yes, that is a reality. It's a lived experience since we started, I would say, since the university started in 1995.
Wow, that's a very great response. That's a very promising response, ma'am. And I hope upon invitation, we can also ask you to share these insights
Sure.
to other universities, especially in the countryside.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
And you saying the academic going to the industry field. We at this point in time, if I may share. 1 minute, sorry,
Yes, ma'am.
nagpas na ako.
For sure.
But
Yes,
if I
ma'am.
may plug, so we're developing micro-credentials.
Wow.
So these micro-credentials, we invite practitioners to help us develop this. So it's the academe going to the industry.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yes, ma'am.
the practitioners developing the courses that will be offered in the university. I forgot your name. The one who asked from the maritime industry. We are developing courses on training of those in the I think it is at the management level in the maritime industry, and they are the ones who are actually in the field or in the industry. You know, in the academy we always say field, but in the industry. So what technology does is to break that barrier between the academe and the practical world, or the industry in your case. There may be others, no? So that's what technology does. That's why I said technology is an agent.
Yes.
Synthesis. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. There we go. We see a very bright light. Yeah, that can answer and address most of the gaps that happen in the corporations, ma'am, where we have a lot of employees who are accepted entry level without degrees. But as they grow in the organization, they assume leadership roles, they will need our support.
So, yes.
and
So I hope you will visit the UPOU website. There's anything that we could be of help to you. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Jean. Now, we call on our Miss Cheryl Villaroman to hand to you our certificate of appreciation in grateful recognition of your invaluable knowledge and experience to the participants of the Moodlemoot Philippines 2023, given the 6th day of July 2023, here at the Century Park Hotel, Manila.